The human population is constantly growing. The number of industries that use and possibly pollute water is increasing too. For example, factories that get rid of their waste into rivers or seas. We also learned that the main method for reducing pollution is through effectively enforced laws. How? If we think of some simple measures, such as keeping natural vegetation, correctly applying fertilizers, correctly disposing of trash, and using soil fences and sedimentation ponds can be very effective. The next statement is controlling air pollution from cars and industry can greatly reduce water pollution as well. This statement is very important as it explains that there is a relationship between air and water pollution. Guess what? Is there a relationship between air and water pollution? Of course. How could this happen? We all know that an ecosystem is a community of plants, animals, and other organisms, along with their environment, including the air, water, and soil, right? So, everything in an ecosystem is connected. What does this mean? It means if something harms one part of an ecosystem, one species of plant or animal, the soil or the water, it can have an impact on everything else. Let me explain more. In our daily life, we may see various human activities such as burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, industrial processes, and vehicle emissions. The emission of these pollutants into the atmosphere, like sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides, cause something called acid rain. Once these pollutants are released into the atmosphere, they can undergo chemical reactions with water, oxygen, and other chemicals to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. These acids then fall back to the Earth's surface as rain acids, which harms all living organisms in seas, oceans, rivers, and also the soil. Therefore, it harms plants, and animals got it. So they harm it too, correct? Now, let's move to the questions following the text. What do you think is the best solution for water pollution? Take your time to think of the answer and answer these questions. When we come back, we will review the answers together. Let's review our answers. The first question is, what do you think is the best solution for water pollution? The answer for this question is based on your point of view. For me, I think preventing pollution is more effective and efficient than cleaning up pollution after it has happened. So I advise not to throw garbage into rivers and seas or spray crops using pesticides. The second question is, choose one activity. Choose one type of activity that results in water pollution. Design a solution to the problem using one of the following methods. Describe and/or draw your solution. Propose a new method of doing things that does not result in water pollution. Create a model of a device that can clean up the pollution after it has entered the water. Trash harms the ocean environment. Sea turtles, for example, are dying from swallowing plastic bags, which they mistake for the jellyfish they like to eat. So the solution for reducing pollution is through effectively enforced laws. What is the third question? The third question suggests new alternatives to things that lead to water pollution. It already mentioned within the text, treatment of sewage and industrial water is vital. Simple measures such as keeping natural vegetation, correctly applying fertilizers, correctly disposing of trash, and using soil fences and sedimentation ponds can be very effective. The fourth question, create a model of a device that can clean up the pollution after it has entered the water. You may have a lot of ideas to design and create wonderful devices. Create your models and share them with us on Madrasetna Facebook page or Madrasetna Plus app. Let's move to the next activity, which is cycle back to the investigative phenomenon and the can you explain question. Record evidence like a scientist. The activity title is Circle Back, Soil and Environmental Change. In this activity, we are going to return to the questions posed at the beginning of the concept and reconsider what they know now. Construct a scientific explanation about the investigative phenomenon, soil variety, and the can you explain question. Now, let's go and check the activity on our textbook. Now that you have learned about how soil and environment are related, look again at soil variety. You first saw this in wonder. Can you see those three different images of the soil? And please think, how can you describe the soil variety now? Take your time to answer, then we will come back again to listen to our colleagues. Let's go.
Each type of soil has its own properties.
Each soil differs from the other in the amount of organic and inorganic materials, porosity, acidity, mineral mix, particle size, and many other factors.
The type of soil is what shapes the type of ecosystem in an area because it supports the growth of certain types of plants.
تقدر تتابع كل دروسك على تطبيق مدرستنا بلس. مدرستنا، المستقبل يبدأ الآن.